Joining us now, Andy Rothman, investment strategist at Matthews Asia. Andy, welcome. How important is this visit? Who's going to be there? Who's she going to see? And what are the expectations?
I think the visit's important as a continuation of the recalibration of the Biden administration's approach toward China, which really began in April when Janet Yellen gave a speech about U.S.-China relations and continued with Secretary of State Blinken's visit and then Yellen's visit, now Raimondo. Overall, there's been an improvement in communication, and I think an effort on the part of the Biden administration to try and reassure China that, while the U.S. still has significant security concerns, it's not trying to contain or slow down China's growth.
Are the Chinese hearing that message?
Well, my impression from my trip to China in May is they're hearing it, but they're not necessarily believing it because they're getting a lot of mixed messages.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the interesting thought there to me, is that that's why I asked it. Are they hearing it? Are they believing it? Because on the one hand, we seem to be stroking them in terms of commercial relations and business, though we have not lifted tariffs. And some would argue that Biden has been tougher than Trump was on China. And then on the other hand, while we seem to be stroking them on the business side, we seem to be using the stick, not the carrot, on the security side.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that the approach that the U.S. government is taking right now is misguided. Mm-hmm. I think that China does not seek a confrontational relationship with the United States and the rest of the developed world. It certainly is taking steps that are not consistent with the way that the rest of us view the world. But I think if you look back over the last several decades, providing incentives as well as guardrails to China has led to a tremendous improvement in their behavior abroad and their behavior at home. And that's really benefited most Americans. So I hope that the Biden administration's recalibration will continue back to a more constructive path.
We had a guest on yesterday on Fast Money who made the case that the Chinese economy is facing so many headwinds right now, perhaps most notably the unemployment rate among young people, that Xi Jinping's internal tactic may be to try and distract the internal population. Look at my right hand here. It is the fist. We've got a crisis in the South China Sea. We're going to be aggressive with Taiwan to distract the population. We've got a national security issue here with China and Taiwan to distract the population from the economic headwinds that are at play domestically. Does that make any sense to you?
No. I mean, I understand the attractiveness of that theory. It's great TV. But I don't think it works on several levels. First of all, I don't think the Chinese economy is in that bad shape. Clearly, the economy is weak. Clearly, the Chinese equity markets have been weak for an extended period of time. But we hear too much use of the words like crisis. Think about it this way. In the second quarter, inflation-adjusted real income growth was up 8% after a 4% increase in the first quarter. In the first 7 months of this year, spending on services is up 20%. My friends in China tell me it's really difficult to travel on vacation this summer because everything's booked. So parts of it are slow, parts of it are okay. I think one of the things we have to remember is that we've been over COVID now for a couple of years, but China's only started getting over COVID since January. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but the economy is not in a crisis mode right now.